of the day.
Anyway, so this joker, the guy that bugs me,
Chaka Khan.
They start talking about, did you see the Internet Amendment?
Yeah, that's about no money to be spent blocking ICANN or INAA.
No money to be spent. Right, this year they're supposed to move some of the governance to an international body. We talked about on the show a couple of times. And so one of the guys comes up and says, actually two Republicans come out and say, we don't think that we should spend any money on this. In other words, stalling the process, which is what ICON would like, I'm sure. And this guy comes out and he goes into a tirade that is borderline Ted Stevens.
A series of tubes
of the internet.
Now this is what I have is House Vote 9, managing internet domain names. Do you have the reading of the bill? I can read it, of the amendment. I can read it real quick.
You can.
The amendment would bar funding to end the National Telecommunications and Information Administration's responsibility for administering the internet domain name system. And that's it.
Yeah, that's all. These are short. No, we can just skip. Let's just assume that we know all that first part. You can skip that clip and go to the Internet Amendment idiot clip where this guy goes on and he blames it all on the Republicans and, the Republicans and Obama.
No. That's not who's to blame.
Koch brothers!
The administration has botched consultations over the transition of the duties at the NTIA. We cannot allow countries to use their influence to stifle speech and commerce on the internet. This amendment will give us more time to ensure we get this right. I yield back.
The gentleman's time from Wisconsin has expired. And for our purposes, the gentleman from Pennsylvania rise.
I can't wait.
In opposition to this amendment.
Recognized for 5 minutes.
The process that the gentleman seeks to intervene in with this amendment started some 16 years ago.
No.
And I like the congressional record to reflect this, that apparently if a presidential election doesn't go in the right direction, the other team's notion is to yank all of the authority away from the person who did win. Unfortunately, in our democracy, it doesn't work like that. So when they're not calling for some...
By the way, why does he say unfortunately? Because he'd like to do that? Is that what he's saying? It's like, unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. I wish we could yank all that.
Remember the cabinet to resign or doing something else to intervene in the president's authority. They have these theories. Well, this new theory is that Obama has concocted some strategy to turn over the internet to our enemies. This is a process that started 16 years ago.
Yeah, the commie is trying to get the internet to the other commies. That's what it's all about.
And through the Bush administration, the Clinton administration, it is a process having to do with what we might want to call the yellow pages for the internet.
I have the Internet Yellow Pages book, the official new Riders official Internet Yellow Pages, published by NRP.
Yeah.
And that was in 1990, I think.
No, it'd be 90, about 93, 94.
Well, hold on a second. Hold on. I got it right here. And this is, I'm reading from the cover. If you haven't realized what the internet has to offer, you will now. MCI's sole corporate sponsor. As easy to use as the phone book with over 10,000 entries. Let's look in the, let me see here. Oh, this is use MCI Mail to take your inspired idea to the internet. Test your message with virtual global focus group. Wow. Okay, the year was, I'm looking in the front here. 94. Even later than I thought. Okay.
Nailed it.
Yeah, nailed it. 93, nailed it. It's 94.
The reason I knew that is because there was a huge controversy over that book and another Yellow Pages book. They were both titled the same. And people
really?
Yeah, McGraw-Hill had the other one. And I was working for them at the time, and it was about 94. And they were whining, and they went, "Write some columns about this ridiculous situation." But the problem is that people don't know that titles of books are not copyrightable.
I didn't know that.
No, they're not copied. So you could actually have the same title, War and Peace by Adam Curry.
But I think the Yellow Pages in general is such a protected brand it was more just about, the Yellow Pages, because people were really worried. They thought that there would be a business in the Yellow Pages.
Yeah. Well, anyway, there was huge controversy about this book, about the two of them. Again, they were competing with each other. The New Writers one was more successful.
It's going to be worth money one day, this book.
No.
Yes.
Onward.
Yes, my grandchildren will say, Grandpa Adam.
Here's my opinion. I've said this to the kids. If you started collecting real Yellow Pages books about 1950 or 60 or 70 or whenever, and you just kept them all,
you'd be 100-aire.
A big pile of them. These things will be valuable because people have thrown out most of the books have been thrown out. There's very few how many people do you know would have, except an archivist, would have I don't have one, by the way, but would have a copy of the 1982 San Francisco Bay Area.
But this is my point. Well, hold on a second. Having a copy of the 1994 Internet Yellow Pages, come on, it's a ridiculous concept.
No, it's totally ridiculous. It might be worth.
I think it'll be worth something.
$50, maybe some.
Well,
all right.
It'll be a car payment. Oh, maybe not.
No, it won't be a car payment.
Domain names and how people can create their addresses on the internet.
Yeah, that's it. Wow, this guy's fabulous. Is this Chaka Khan again?
Yeah, this is this guy.
He's great.
He's just a bonehead.
How you create names?
You should be ashamed of yourselves.
And the theory of the internet was to have no government in control.
Government.
Is that the theory of the internet?
That's the theory of the internet. No, have no government in control. I hate to be mocking a black voice, but come on, Chaka Khan. This sucks.
The Chamber of Commerce of the United States of America has been one of the major proponents of this.
I don't know this to be true, by the way.
I don't know if the Chamber of Commerce really still owns the system. If you really look at the ownership structure, I've gotten a lot of notes from guys at RIPE and the ANAL, whatever, and it's a little more complicated than most people understand. But the Department of Commerce still has a big hand in this. But I'm not sure if they actually do want to.
Well, the Department of Commerce isn't the Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, I'm sorry. He said Chamber of Commerce?
Yeah.
Oh, moron. No.
And I don't believe that anyone on the other team would suggest that somehow.
What team?
Republicans.
That's a team.
Brothers.
That's a team now.
Yes, a team.
Team.
They have concocted this scheme with the president to have us empower the Syrians or someone with control of the internet.
All right, hold on a second. Stop all trains before we go one step further. I need to give it to you. The Syrians will have control of the internet. I got to hear that again. This is your government at work, ladies and gentlemen. This is beautiful.
To have us empower.
Hold on. Where was that guy? Yeah, give it back, please.
And I don't believe that anyone on the other team would suggest that somehow they have concocted this scheme with the president to have us empower the Syrians or someone with control of the internet.
He's got to be toasted.
I got to take it in for a moment. The Syrians will be in control of the internet. Mohammed, put away that chlorine gas. We've got to add some domain names.
Anyway, that's as far as you need to go.
Wait, is there more or not?
That's pretty much peaks. The guy is incoherent.
I love it. That's pretty funny.
Oh.
What a douche knuckle. Oh, my word.
So I don't know whether that happened or not, but
funny.
Because that same thing happened, only he objected and wanted to count, and they said, "Nah, we'll put it off." And they probably when they did the other one, they did this one. So I don't know how it came out.
That team thing that he said is also very, very peculiar.
Yeah, the other
team.
Yeah. Mm. I found the guy to be a very he's just not a not a good representative of any.
What state does he represent?
Pennsylvania.
Good on you, PA.